Hey guys, and welcome to Anyone Who Is New. This is a channel that gives detailed descriptions and step-by-step solutions on a variety of important topics. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our videos and to keep learning something new. It really helps the channel and is completely free. Plus, then we will be able to make more videos frequently. Also, please comment down below if you have any questions or if you want me to cover a specific topic for my next video. Thank you, and let's begin. This video's topic is going to be all about the absolute value equations. The absolute value is a distance from zero. You probably already know the basics where if we have a negative number, then the absolute value makes it a positive, although a positive number stays positive. Here are a few examples that you probably already know how to solve, just to get a basic understanding of the concept we will get into later in this video. So if we have negative 6 in the absolute value, we get 6. This is because, I'll just give a quick example. If this is 0, then we have negative 6 here. We're trying to find the distance it is from 0. So the distance from 0. And that is 6 units, hence why it is 6. And then 28 is going to be just 28 because it is 28 units away from 0. The negative 91 is going to be 91, and likewise negative 73 is going to be positive 73. So this is what you probably already know. What we are going to get into in this video is about absolute value equations. When solving absolute value equations, you have to remember that they also represent the distance from 0, meaning that the right term of the equation, as you see here, has to be solved when it is positive and negative to find the distances. So here is an example. Here's how to solve it, and I'll show you how to, and there will be another example later on. So for instance, you're going to break this up into two equations because that will be the easiest. So we'll have 2x plus 1 equals 19, and 2x plus 1 equals negative 19, okay? You're going to have to solve for two x's because that will be the absolute value. So we'll have 2x equals, and we subtract 1 on both sides, and you get 2x equals 18. You divide by 2, and you finally get x equals 9 as your first answer. Now let's see the other side, and we can subtract 1. We get 2x equals negative 20, x equals negative 10. Then these two will be our answers. Here's another example that we will be doing together. We will have, like I said before, let's write the equations on both ways. So we have 5x plus 5 equals 20, and 5x plus 5 equals negative 20. Then we will subtract 5 on both sides, and we get 5x equals 15, x equals 3 as our first answer. Then we'll do 5x equals negative 25, x equals negative 5, because you divide by 5 on both sides, and these two are our two answers. So when solving absolute values, there might be a tricky part to it, which is having absolute values on both sides of the equation. So you have to apply the same concept, but there is a common mistake that I will show you. So when you have to make the right side positive and negative, you need to remember the parentheses or you will get the wrong answer. So as you can see here, I will write the two ways like we did in the previous problem. So you have the regular one, which is positive, and the negative one. But you need to remember that there's a negative sign, and it has to be outside of the parentheses. So since the negative sign gets distributed in both terms, that's how you will get the correct answer. So getting distributed both terms. Usually people commonly make a mistake where they just distribute it to this one term, although you need to distribute it to both of the terms. So now let's solve both the sides, and we get 2x equals x plus 8 because we add 1 on both sides, and then we subtract x on both sides, and we're left with x equals 8. Then we do this on the other side. We do 2x minus 1 equals negative x minus 7. Even though there's a plus sign here, you take the negative and you distribute it, and we get negative x minus 7. Then we can add x on both sides, and we get 3x minus 1 equals negative 7. Add 1 on both sides, 3x equals negative 6, and finally you get x equals negative 2 as your final answer. So these two are our answers. Now, you may be wondering, how do I know these are correct? And there are chances that one of the answers might be incorrect. So there are two ways. So the only way to check it is by substituting in. So we can do 2 times 8 minus 1 equals 8 plus 7. Now let's see if this actually works. So we have 16 minus 1 equals 15. 15 equals 15. Now that is correct, and we know this answer is reliable. Now let's check this answer, which is negative 2. So we'll do 2 times negative 2 minus 1 equals negative 2 plus 7. So we have negative 4 minus 1 equals negative 2 plus 7, which is 5. So we have negative 5 equals 5. The absolute value makes it positive, like I said in previous videos, and we get 5 equal 5. And boom. We know that this is correct because they're equal. Both of them are equal. So that's how you check it. You will get a problem that might be not true. So you have to always make sure you check your answers. So we have another example of the problem we did right before, because I wanted to get more of a hang of it, because you find this a lot in Algebra 1. So we're going to rewrite the equations. 3x plus 2 equals x minus 2, and then 3x plus 2 equals negative parentheses. Make sure you remember the parentheses, x minus 2. So what you're going to do is subtract 2 on both sides, and you're left with 3x equals x minus 4. Then you subtract x on both sides, and you're left with 2x equals negative 4. And then finally you divide by 2, and you're left with x equals negative 2 as your answer. Now here, we're going to do the same thing that we did in the last problem. You're going to distribute it to both the numbers. Make sure it's both. And you're left with 3x plus 2 equals negative x plus 2. Make sure you remember that. And so you're going to subtract 2 on both sides, and you're left with 3x equals negative x. And you add x on both sides, and you're left with 4x equals 0, so x equals 0. Now let's also check this one to make sure it is correct, because it's really important to check your work. So we're going to substitute the negative 2 in for the x to check the first answer, and let's see if it's right. So I've substituted in 4x in both the equations, and so we'll simplify it. So we have negative 6, plus 2 equals negative 4, and then we have negative 4 equals negative 4 in the absolute value. So we're left with 4 equals 4, and that is equal, so it is right. So now we know that one of the answers is correct. Now let's see if 0 is correct. So we can substitute it in. 3 plus 2 equals 0 minus 2. And we're left with 2 absolute value equals negative 2 absolute value. So we're left with 2 equals 2, because the negative is in the absolute value. And that checks out. So we see that both of the answers work. And so that is all I have for this topic today. I hope you enjoyed it or learned something new. If this helped, please subscribe and like the video for more. Thank you and have an amazing day.